Welcome back to Crochet with Casey, you guys. I am Casey, and today we are doing our Penelope the pumpkin turtle pattern. I love this pattern so much. I think she is absolutely adorable, and I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button as well. For every single Friday, there is a new free pattern coming out, as well as some Tuesdays, either a new free pattern or a tips and tricks video. Okay, so first things first is I am using Premier Yarns. You can use my affiliate link in the description below if you want these colors. Otherwise, just get an orange and a green and about 6 chunky weight. I am using the Parfait chunky glitz inside of the Tangerine glitz. Love it. If you can't tell, it is sparkly. There's glitter in it, and I love it. I think it's super cute. And then I'm using their Neons brand in Electric Lime. I absolutely love these two. You can definitely grab them in my description below. Next thing is you are going to need a lot of polyfill. You're going to want a 5mm hook. Most of my patterns are with a 5mm hook. You're going to want a darning needle, then 18mm eyes. You can use 16mm or felt eyes or embroidery eyes if you want to make this baby safe, because safety eyes are not safe. Check out the description below as well, so you can see how I do my jumbo pattern. Essentially it's the same thing, just a 9mm hook and upping your stitch. So make sure you look at the description below. So for the magic circle, I like to pinch it between these two fingers and then wrap it around in an X, and then I hold it with that finger. So if you want to see it again, you pinch it, you wrap it around, and you hold it. And now you're going to take your hook and you're going to go under the two of them, and you can see this one is going on top. You want to grab that one and pull it through. So there's a little loop. And then you are going to go after that one again, and you're going to hook it and pull it through again. And that is how you make your magic circle. So now we are going to be doing 8 single crochet inside of the magic circle. So you just go in between the circle, pull that string, and then hook it. So you're going to have 2, and then yarn over and pull through. And that's how you do a single stitch. So that was 1. There's 2, go through the circle, pull through, yarn over and pull through. There's 3, 4, 5, 6, oh my goodness, 7, and 8. And then you want to make sure that the little tail is unraveled. For some reason on tutorials, it never closes for me, so let's see how well it does this time. Okay. So now, for row number 2, we are going to go inside of that first stitch, and we are going to be doing an increase in every single stitch all the way around. So we are going to be doing 8 increases and ending with 16 single stitches. So that was 2. You're going to go through the loops, through that one stitch, pull through, and yarn over. That was 3. Go through the same stitch, pull through, yarn over, and pull through for 4. And then there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and the last one, 16. All right, and I like to weave in as I go so I don't create more work for myself later on. So now for row number 3, we are going to be doing a single stitch in the first stitch and then an increase in the next stitch, and we are going to be doing that all the way around 8 times until you end with 24 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, then you're going to do single stitch for 4, then increase for 5, 6, single stitch for 7, increase for 8, 9, oops, single stitch for 10, increase for 11, 12, single stitch for 13, increase for 14, 15, single stitch 16, increase 17, 18, single stitch 19, increase 20, 21, single stitch 22, increase 23, and 24. Okay, so that was row number 3, and now we are on to row number 4. We are going to be doing a single stitch in the first 2 stitches and then an increase in the third. You're going to be doing that 8 times until you get 32 single stitches. So here's the first stitch is a single crochet. There's 1, single crochet for 2, increase for 3 and 4, and then again there's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, oops, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, then there's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. So now row number 5, which is our last row, we are increasing on the pumpkin. We are going to be doing 3 single stitches and then an increase 8 times until we get to 40. So here's the first one is a single crochet. So 1, 2 is a single crochet, 3 is a single crochet, then there's 4 and 5 as an increase. So 6 single crochet, 7 single crochet, 8 single crochet, 9 and 10 as an increase. Then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21, 22, 23, and oh my goodness, 24. Oh, wait a minute. 23, 24, 25, then there's 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So now rows 6 through 12, we are going to be doing 40 single crochet. I am just going to count in rounds all the way. If that's not how your brain works, just pause me, do your rounds how you do it, and then skip ahead. There should be chapters now to where you can either see it on the screen or you can go into the description below. But I'm going to count to 240 because that's how many stitches there's going to be. So again, just either skip me or pause me. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Just so I can have a little stitch marker so I can actually talk a little bit, so I'm not counting the whole entire time. But I do know that if you guys prefer me to count, please let me know. I know I've had some people already private message me, but either private message me on Instagram is probably the easiest, or you could also leave a comment below. I definitely love to hear some more feedback from you guys from these tutorials, just so I know I am giving you guys what everybody would like to see or what you would like to see, just so it's not just a one-sided thing. But I am so excited about this. You can also find this pattern written as the jumbo pattern and the regular pattern in my Etsy if you guys would prefer not to watch a YouTube tutorial, because I know there are some people who would prefer not to watch a YouTube tutorial. But yeah, just let me know. I'm so freaking excited about this. Thank you. And the method that I'm using right now with my string, I honestly like it sometimes better than using a, what do you call it? A stitch marker, just for the fact that now I know that I'm going to have 3 of these loops, because that was the ending of the first row and now this is the beginning of the second row. And I don't have to keep moving the stitch marker all the way around the pumpkin. Plus I lose my stitch markers, so I'm probably gonna have to go buy some more. But this is just the way I personally prefer it. I also know that there are some people that like to work right beside me while doing this, because you guys have it up on the TV. I try not to go extremely fast, so it kind of gives some people who are learning to crochet a chance without getting frustrated and overwhelmed, because I was one of those people. But I know I do still kind of show it a little fast, and I apologize. Again though, if you would prefer me to slow it down or anything, please leave your feedback in the comments so I can fix and pertain it more to you guys instead of just doing it the way I feel like it. And that was the ending of round 3. I love this color, you guys. I hope you can see it, but I absolutely love this color. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. That was row number 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So now we are at 200 stitches. We are almost there. And the last 40 is happening. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, oopsies, there we go, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And if you guys are not already following me on my Instagram, make sure you guys go and follow me, because I do put up polls on my story to see what should be next. So I am now posting every single Tuesday and Friday. Fridays right now, no matter what, are tutorials, just because I have so many tutorials that I know I would love to do and love to post. So those are like fully reserved, and then Tuesdays are going to probably be half tutorials, half tips and tricks, like my last video that I did of my first 2-day market. So yeah, make sure you guys follow me on there so you guys can vote on my poll to see what tutorial should be next, because I think I have like Ragdoll Girl, Slasher Ghost, Dracula, my Sage the Witch pattern, Frankenstein, and things like that, and my new pattern that I am releasing here soon. So you just did row number 12. You can already see it starting to form. We are going to do row number 13, and that is going to be 3 single crochet and then a decrease. And you're going to do that 8 times around to get 32 stitches. So there's a 1, 2, 3, and since I am using Premier yarns, I prefer to do an invisible decrease. If you don't want to do an invisible decrease and just want to use your regular decrease, go for it, but I definitely recommend invisible decreases with Premier yarn. And for an invisible decrease, is you go through the front loop only of your first stitch, and then the front loop only of your second stitch without yarning over yet, and then you yarn over and pull through the 2 of them, and then yarn over and pull through again. So that is your decrease. So that was 4, and then there's 5, 6, 7, and then for this next decrease, I am just going to do a regular one to show you what it is. You're going to go through both of them and pull through, and then go through the next stitch, yarn over and pull through, so you're gonna have all 3 up on here, and then you're gonna do your yarn over and pull through all of them. So that was 8. Here's 9, 10, 11, and now we're gonna do a decrease, an invisible one. Sorry if you guys can hear my kids, they're torturing my husband downstairs. Yarn over and pull through. That's 12, and then 13, 14, 15, so there's 16, here's 17. I love the sparkles. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, decrease, 28, 29, 30, 31, and last decrease for 32. Okay, so now row number 14, we are going to be doing 2 single stitches and then a decrease 8 times until you get 24 single crochet. So there is 1, 2, and then you want to do your decrease. For 3, 4, 5, and then again your decrease. 6, 7, 8. No, there we go. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, whoops, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and now we're gonna go last one for 24. Oh, I believe this is row 15. I've kind of lost count. It should be down here. But we are going to be doing a single stitch and a decrease 8 times until we get to 16 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So this is about where I like to stop, and I like to stuff it. There was a creator, I cannot remember her username, I cannot remember her real name, but I believe, I can't even remember if it was here on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, but she said to feel it with your hands, not your eyes. So when you're going around, I can't see this. You guys might be able to, but from the angle I'm at, yeah, you can see it on here. There's a dip. So if you fill it with your hands, you'll be able to actually find the missing spots. If you guys know who I'm talking about, please let me know, either tag her below, and then like tag me in the same comment so I can actually tag her in the full video. But it was super helpful and I use it with literally all of my plushies. Okay, so I'm not done stuffing it yet up here, but I like to do the last round, which is just all decreases, and then finish stuffing it. The reason why I do invisible stitching with Premier yarn is it doesn't leave holes. When I do regular decreases, sometimes it can look a little spacey, but that's just because my hook size. I am not going to change my hook size, so invisible decreases help, because just look how beautiful. Like, I love it. Okay, so what we are doing is 8 decreases all the way around, and then you're gonna finish with 8. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, oops, there we go, 7, and the last one. We are still only doing the front loop only if you're doing an invisible decrease. Oh my goodness, come on. There we go. And 8. Now you can fasten off at this point if you need to add some more stuffing. This is the last chance that you can. So add as much as you need. Oh, if you guys have not already fastened off, wait a minute. You guys want to cut a longer string than this because we have to form the pumpkin. If you already fastened off like I have, that is perfectly fine. We are going to attach a longer string then together. So what I'm doing is I'm going in every single stitch. You can also go into like every single front loop only, and then you're gonna pull it tight and it closes that circle. And then I like to go across and then closest to wherever the gap was and pull it again, and now it's completely closed. And now just weave in your ends a little bit. If you have a long string to form your pumpkin, don't obviously weave it in all the way, but if you have a little one, like I did because you fastened off when I told you to, just make sure it's all the way fastened off and hidden and weaved in. Okay, so now that should be about what you have. A cute little like circle. Now you are, if you followed me, make sure you get a long string and we are going to attach it. If you did not fasten off too early, just hang tight. So I like to go in between the middle below, and I go through like as much as like my arm will go back. I don't over pull because we can always come back and use whatever little bit we have. And then I do that again, and then I go in just next to the stitch next to it and I pull up through the same stitch. And the reason why I do that is it's secure. Like, this isn't gonna go anywhere now. Oops, as you can see. And that's all you really want. And so now I am going to go back into the center as best as you can. Like if you can't, if you just want to stay there, you definitely can. But now we are going to take our needle and we are going to go back up to our magic circle, and you're going to go one single stitch out and then through the middle of the magic circle. And then I like to pull it tight. Make sure you don't pull it too tight so it doesn't break, but if it does, just do the same method that we just did. And then I hold it and then I go back down to the bottom and do the same thing. Go about one stitch out and then into the middle as best as you can, because I know there's no like magic circle on that side. And then pull it tight for both ends. And so now that should be in half, and I'm holding it pretty tight still. I'm going to bring it up to the top just so I have a place to hold it. And I still am holding it down here in the middle. And then again, you're gonna go on the outside just in a random stitch through the middle. And then this part is up to you. If you want to go all the way over like we just did, you can. I'm just gonna finish this half. So pull tight and then hold it. And then I'm gonna go down. And then you're gonna go through the middle. You don't have to follow it exactly. Like you can go across this way and then this way, or you can like work in pie sections. It's up to you. And then pull tight. As you can see, like it's starting to form now on that side. Pull tight, and then we're gonna come up onto this side now. So have it being held. Oh my goodness, my fingers. Go through a random stitch. Through the magic circle. Pull it tight. And then back down. I honestly like to have about 6 little bumps. You can have more, you can have less. It is completely up to you. This is going to be your Penelope the pumpkin turtle. Add and do whatever you would like for her. Okay, and now we're just going to fasten off. So make sure everything is being held tight, and then just go through a stitch. And then weave in like normal. So I'm just making sure it's completely secure, that it's not going to go anywhere. I like to go back and forth again, so I know it's not going anywhere. And then I like to go through a longer way. That way it's a little bit easier to hold. Do the same for this one as well if you'd like. It doesn't really have to go and be weaved as much as the other one. You can just mainly stuff the whole string in there if you'd like. Your pumpkin base, we are now going to be doing all of the other pieces and then sewing everything on. I am only going to be doing one form of the stem. If you guys purchase the pattern online, there are 2 different types of stem that you can do, but the stem that I'm going to be doing today is stem number 2. But let's get to it. I've been dying to use this neon green for Penelope the pumpkin turtle. I am so freaking excited right now. So first, we are going to do her head. So again, you're going to make your magic circle with that X. And then we are going to be doing 8 single crochet in that magic circle. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and now for row number 2, we are going to be doing an increase in every single row. So we're doing that 8 times, and we're going to end with 16. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, then 15 and 16. Now row number 2, we are going to be doing a single stitch and an increase 8 times all the way around until we get 24. So the first one is a single stitch, and then here is 2 and 3 for an increase, then 4 as a single stitch, 5 and 6 as an increase, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. Those 4 and 5, so we're just doing 24 single crochet, so I'm gonna count to 48. Again, you guys can either skip ahead, just pause me, skip ahead, or you can see if you can beat me. It's what I like to do with tutorials, but it's just 24 single crochets for 2 rounds. So that is 3, oopsies, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, and 48. Row number 6, we are just going to do a single stitch and a decrease. Again, using Premier Yarn, I'm going to do an invisible decrease, but you can use a regular one. And we're going to do that 8 times until we get 16. So there's 1, and then decrease as 2, 3, decrease as 4, 5, decrease as 6, there's 7, decrease as 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So now this is kind of like where I like to stop to add in the eyes, so I don't have to squeeze them in later. I'm gonna go between rows 4 and 5, so you can either count down or it's in between the 2 away from that one. I also like to have round ending at the bottom, but that's a personal choice, so it's up to you. So I'm gonna put them up here. And so it has to go in between rows 4 and 5. And then I like them about 9 to 10 stitches apart. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So about that far apart. You can like look at it, see if you like it, and then make sure you secure it. So now we are just going to do 8 decreases all the way around until you get 8 stitches in total, and that is ending the last round for the head. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and last one for 8. So now leave a long enough tail to sew into the body and stuff the head. The head is stuffed. I'm probably going to stuff this a little bit more before I completely finish sewing the head on, but as for right now, that's it. And now let's move on to the stem. If you guys purchased my pattern, there are 2 stems. I am using the second stem on there. It is inspired by alpaca.patterns on Instagram, so make sure you guys go check her out. And so we are now going to do your magic circle and do 4 single crochet inside of your magic circle. Fun fact, part of the stem is going to also be part of the tail, so it's going to be like a deja vu for you guys here in just a minute. All right. So now round number 2, we are going to be doing an increase and then a single crochet 2 times, and you're going to end with 6 stitches. Okay, there's 1. Oh my goodness. 2. There's 3. 4, 5, and 6. And now rounds 3 and 4 is just 6 single crochet. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Here's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so that's about what it should be looking like. And now you're going to chain 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then starting from the second chain from the hook, so not this one, but the next one, you're going to do an increase stitch. So there's 1, 2. And then the next stitch, you're going to do a single stitch, and you guys are going to be doing that 6 times, and we're going to get 18 single crochet. If you want your like vine more curly, just do increases all the way down. But that was 3. So here is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, oops, 11, 12, and as you guys can see, it should start to be curling up for you. But again, like if you want it curlier than that, just do increases. If you want it less curly, do 2 regular stitches instead of 1 stitch, if that makes sense. So like do an increase and then 2 stitches. So you're gonna skip a little bit more. Like I said, this is your Penelope the pumpkin. Like, have her look however you would like her to look. And then I believe this is just a single crochet because I lost count. Yeah. And then I personally like to slip stitch back where we started into that same starting stitch because I don't like holes, but everybody's different, so you do you. And then I lightly stuff if you can. I just lightly stuff it. I don't want it to be like too full, but I don't want it to be completely empty. Okay, so this is what the stem should be looking like. Fasten off, and then we are going to set this aside, and we are going to be doing the tail, which is pretty much the same thing that we just did, but without the curly part. Okay, so now for the tail, we're going to do your magic circle, and then you are going to do 4 single crochet inside of that magic circle. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then just how we did it before, you're going to do an increase and then a single crochet 2 times, and we're going to end with 6 stitches. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then rounds 3 and 4 is just 4 or 6 single crochet. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And that is it. That's all we're doing for the tail. Super easy. And then again, lightly stuff it. You don't want to overstuff it, but you don't want it to be completely empty. That's what it should be looking like. And now we're going to set this off to the side, and we are going to be doing the fins. So we're going to be making 4 of these. So again, magic circle, you're going to be doing 4 single crochet inside of that magic circle. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then round number 2, we are going to be doing 4 increases to get 8 single crochet. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, there we go, 6, and here is 7 and 8. And for round number 3, we are going to be doing a single stitch in the first stitch and then an increase in the next one 4 times until you get 12 stitches. So there is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And round number 4, I believe we are on. You're going to be doing 12 increases all the way around until you get 24 stitches. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. You should have a circle. What you're going to do is you're going to fold it in half, like a taco, essentially. And then you are going to take your hook and you're going to put it in that next stitch. And then you're going to put it in the last stitch. And you're going to be stitching these together. So you're going to pull through and do a single crochet. And you're going to do that 12 times. So that was 1 through both of them. There's 2. Again. There's 3. And you want to make sure it's all lined up. 4. 5. 6. 7. Almost there. Oops. 8. And when I come up to like that last little bit, I kind of go into the side and then I pull it back down so it's not in the way, but you still want to hide it. I don't remember what number I'm on. I think I'm on 8. 9. 10. 11. And then the last stitch is going to look like there's nothing left, but I promise you there is. It's right here. They're just so close to each other. And 12. And you're going to fasten off and leave a long tail for sewing. So now make 3 more of these. You guys can either poke on the caption or in the description below, poke on the word fins or the time next to it, and it will keep taking you back so you don't have to scroll by yourself. But go ahead and make 3 more of these and then we will be coming back to sewing it together. You should have all your pieces. You should have 4 fins, the head, the tail, and then your stem. And now we are going to attach everything. So the first thing that I like to attach is the head. And I like to sew on the head between rows 7 and 10. If you're gonna look for here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's about the roundest part, so 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I do like to go towards the bottom first, and then start sewing up. That's why we had like the bottom at the, or like our round ending at the bottom. So the eyes would be up at the top. And I like to go through both loops. You can only do the front loop only if you prefer. I personally like to do both, but I know that is a preference for some people. Oops. And before I officially close it, I am going to stuff a little bit more so his head is a little bit more secured. Okay. See if it's on straight, if that's how you like it. If it is, then go ahead and weave in your ends. I like to go in and out of from in between the neck and the actual head itself, just to double check everything is good. The thing I like to do is the stem. So we are going to be sewing the stem directly onto the magic circle. I am really loving these two colors together. I'm a very neon kind of person, or black, like there's no in between. So this is making me pretty happy right now. Okay. And then in the middle of fastening off and weaving in the ends of this one, I do like to go into the first single crochet, or I guess the last, but like the first one from the stem, and I like to also sew that one down. That is a personal choice. It is up to you if you actually want to do that or not. I just like how that part will stay. Okay, so this is what we should have so far. And now next up, I am going to be doing the fins. So for the fins, I like to sew these directly to the bottom. This is row 15 right here. So here's 14. I like to sew between 13 and 11. So I do like to start off at 13. And then for you, like, this is your personal choice if you want the fins to be going inwards or like outwards, whichever way you'd want. I think, oh my goodness. I think I'm gonna have it go in this time. They literally change for me all the time. I really don't have a personal preference for which way the fins face. It's just kind of however I feel like going at the moment. But after I kind of get it secured enough, that's where I go all the way through to row 11, and then I start sewing this down at the base. And I like to go over about a stitch or two, and then again, sew it down. So that's how it's looking here, and then that's on the other side. And then for the stems, I like to just kind of put the string off to the side because I am going to tie some of them together just so they're a little bit more secured. Okay, we're almost done with this one, and then I'm gonna put it off to the other side. So I'm gonna have the two, like the backs tie in with the front. Again, it's your turtle, you do what you would love to do. Oops, there we go. And then I'm gonna have them meet up so I can tie these together. And this is kind of a lot of excess yarn for me, so I'm just going to be putting that in my excess yarn pile. So for my next project, I can just like tuck it in. Oh, I think I sewed this one on wrong. You know what? That's okay. She's just gonna have some character to her. We're just gonna have that one fin a little backwards. That's why I like crocheting so much, is because everything, it can be so different. So whoever does end up receiving this, whether if it's my daughter because she's gonna probably want to steal it for the colors, or if I do end up selling it, has a nice little extra unique kind of item. Okay, and now we are going to go up there and tie it off. Again, too much for me, but that's okay. I do like to have the tail about row 11 as well, just in the middle. So I try to go in the middle. It kind of bases off of the fins as well. It just is like a hit or miss on however I did the fins that time. And then you are just going to quickly sew it in. I like to keep it about one row between because I don't want the turtle to have too big of a tail, like too wide. But if you want it to go in between rows 13 and 11 like we did for the fins, you definitely can do that as well. Okay, and then we're gonna fasten it off. But there you have it. Here is our Penelope the pumpkin turtle. I think these colors absolutely turned out amazing. Please, if you guys make her, please either tag me on Instagram or just send me a picture. I would love to see your Penelopes. You can definitely make this a jumbo Penelope as well. Again, that will be in the description below. You can always add in a mouth if you'd like to add in a mouth, or any detailing like a jack-o'-lantern's face. But thank you so much, and if you guys liked this free tutorial, make sure you guys subscribe and comment any tips or feedback that you have. Otherwise, let me know how you enjoyed this pattern, and there are free patterns every single Friday and some Tuesdays, as well as other videos on my channel. So thank you, and I hope you enjoy.